Today we're diving into the escalating nightmare in Gaza. It's September 2025, almost 2 years since Hamas's October 7 attack, and Israel has just launched a massive ground offensive into Gaza City, calling it a push to root out Hamas. But as airstrikes pound the city and hundreds of thousands flee, the United Nations is accusing Israel of genocide. Over 65,000 people are dead, starvation is rampant, and no end is in sight. Stay tuned as we unpack the facts, the human cost, and what this means for peace. Let's rewind. It began on October 7, 2023, when Hamas militants stormed into Israel, killing nearly 2,000 people and taking hostages. Israel's response: a full-scale invasion of Gaza, aimed at dismantling Hamas. Fast forward to now, the death toll has surged past 66,000. That includes more than 65,000 Palestinians and nearly 2,000 Israelis, according to official sources. And that doesn't count the journalists, aid workers, and academics who've also been killed. Meanwhile, weekly protests in Tel Aviv are drawing thousands, demanding a hostage deal and an end to the war. In Gaza, the humanitarian crisis deepens, children starving, the economy collapsing after Israel banned tens of thousands of Palestinian workers. These aren't just numbers, they're families torn apart. And things just got worse. On September 15th, Israel kicked off a ground offensive with 2 IDF divisions storming Gaza City, the enclave's largest urban center, home to 1 million people. Defense Minister Israel Katz declared, "Gaza is burning." The IDF has ordered civilians to evacuate south to so-called humanitarian areas. Critics call it a death trap. Over 300,000 people have already fled, but hundreds of thousands more are trapped under the heaviest bombardment since the war began. The UN says 142,000 crossed south in just 1 month, half of them in the last 4 days. Heartbreaking stories are emerging. 11-year-old Mara Haddad was pulled alive from rubble after 10 hours trapped beneath her home. Airstrikes near hospitals have killed dozens. The IDF admits this operation could take months. Israel points to attacks like the September 8 bus shooting in East Jerusalem, where Hamas militants killed 6 Israelis. But with Gaza turning into a wasteland, the world is watching closely. Here's the bombshell. On September 16th, a United Nations Commission of Inquiry released its strongest finding yet: Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. The report cites statements from top officials, Netanyahu, Gallant, Herzog, as evidence of incitement. Human rights groups in Israel and abroad agree, calling the campaign morally and legally intolerable. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres described Gaza as total devastation. UNICEF says forcing 500,000 children to flee from one hell to another is inhumane. International pressure is mounting. Luxembourg is preparing to recognize Palestine at the UN, joining several Western countries. The United States is pushing Qatar to mediate, but with American intelligence aiding Israeli strikes, groups like Human Rights Watch accuse Washington of complicity. Meanwhile, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas addressed the UN virtually, warning of catastrophe. These aren't just opinions, they're official reports and eyewitness accounts. Israel defends the offensive as self-defense. The question is, who's right? So where does this leave us? Israel is betting the offensive creates leverage to free hostages and weaken Hamas. But famine, displacement, and genocide claims are fueling louder calls for a ceasefire. Protests rage in Tel Aviv, Gaza, and across the globe. Mediators from the US, Qatar, and others are scrambling, but time is running out. What's certain is Gaza needs aid now. Rebuilding the Strip will carry a staggering human and environmental cost. For both Palestinians and Israelis, peace is no longer optional, it's survival. That's the latest on Israel's assault on Gaza City, raw, real, and urgent. What do you think? Should there be a ceasefire now, or should Israel push on? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this breakdown helped, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Next week, we'll dig into the hostage crisis in depth. Stay informed, stay human. Peace out.